I am really struggling with this right now. Because in the first 12 months of Joe Biden's presidency, we lost 800,000 Americans to the tragedy Donald Trump tried to ignore. And in those first 2 years of sleepy Joe Biden's presidency, it felt like we were navigating a crisis on every front. Democrats controlled every branch of government. And despite having to work with Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, they still managed to keep the government open. Then in the second half of his term, Republicans took the House. This was as we were creating 200,000 jobs a month. And GDP and demand were growing so fast the supply chains couldn't keep up. So prices started to rise. And even as he navigated inflation, the debt, and the split balance of power, sleepy Joe Biden still kept the government running. No, you have to go all the way back to the last time Trump was president, all the way back to 2019, where once again, Republicans had control of all of government. Find the last government shutdown. Once again, that one was on Donald Trump too, because he was trying to make us pay for the Mexico wall after spending 2 years promising us that Mexico would pay for it. In fact, if you go all the way back to the year 2000, 3 of the 4 government shutdowns took place when Republicans controlled all of government. And the one that took place on Obama's watch was because Ted Cruz is trying to force Obama to defund the Affordable Care Act, which is exactly why it's closed today, by the way. The simple and brutal fact is that Republicans do not know how to run the government. They know the filibuster rules. They know the budget rules. They know exactly how many Democrats are in Congress at any given moment. And yet with all this information at their fingertips, they chose to walk us through this step by step to the edge of the cliff, then strap us to their back and jump directly off. Because even though it feels like eternity, it was only 9 months ago that Joe Biden handed Donald Trump an economy producing over 200,000 jobs per month on average, a 48-month-long consecutive job growth streak, on top of consistent GDP growth with consistent wage gains, all while managing to keep the government open the whole time. And now it looks like going back to June, every single one of these metrics has turned negative. Except, of course, inflation, because thanks to Trump's import taxes on American businesses, prices continue to go up, which really leaves us with only one question. The Republican-powered economy getting this bad this fast, exactly how bad will it get before Democrats can swoop in and clean it up like we always do? It doesn't look like we're going to get an answer to that question because the Republican-powered government can't keep its own lights on. So they will neither track nor release key inflation or employment data, meaning our government and our employers are going to be flying blind without any economic air traffic controllers to guide them, which sounds perfectly on brand for Donald Trump. Actually, scratch that, I have one more question. When are the American people going to understand if we want freedom and prosperity, we must stop electing Republicans?